Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, says the federal government seeks to increase local manufacturing of pharmaceuticals and medical devices to 70% by 2030. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced a temporary ceasefire in the war in Ukraine. The Kremlin has said the ceasefire will run from the morning of 8th May until 11th May, which coincides with victory celebrations to mark the end of World War II. In a statement, it said Putin declared the ceasefire based on humanitarian considerations. At number 9, Juventus have pulled out of the race to sign Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen after Napoli slapped a £100 million price tag on the Nigerian international, with Saudi Pro League clubs now reigniting their interest in the forward. The Italian giants, who have been tracking the 26-year-old for months, have reportedly pivoted away from the Napoli forward after balking at the steep valuation, according to reports from Tutor Sports. At number 8, the federal government and the World Bank are working to stimulate private sector's investment in digital infrastructure to create high-quality jobs for young Nigerians. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has said the minister, who spoke on the sidelines of the just concluded World Bank IMF spring meetings in Washington, D.C., said a key component of the partnership included rollout of digital infrastructure to support Nigeria's growing youth population. At number 7, a 29-year-old man, Itunu Abiodun, has been remanded at the Olokuta Correctional Center for allegedly abducting and defiling a 14-year-old girl. The defendant is standing trial on a 2-count charge bordering on child abduction and defilement before the Family Magistrates Court sitting in Akure. The police prosecutor, Martins Oluwofoso, informed the court that the incident occurred on March 25, 2025. At Kolawole Street in the Akure Tutun area of Akure, the state capital. At number 6, the federal government has raised alarm over the rise of cyber slavery across parts of West Africa. The development comes after the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, disclosed that the United States lost nearly $65 million over the past 2 years due to financially motivated sextortion crimes allegedly perpetrated by Nigerian nationals. At number 5, Vice President Kashim Shettima on Monday arrived in Asaba Delta to formally receive Governor Sheriff Oborevwori and other leaders of the Social Democratic Party who defected to the All Progressive Congress. The news agency of Nigeria reports that on arrival at the Asaba International Airport, Chitima was received by governors of Nasarawa, Imo, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kogi, Gombe, Lagos, Benue, Yobe, and other APC-controlled states. At number 4, Fitch Ratings has upgraded the long-term foreign and local currency issuer default ratings of Kaduna, Kogi, Lagos, and Oyo states from B to B, reflecting improved macroeconomic stability and recent policy reforms in Nigeria. The global ratings agency announced the development on its website on Saturday, noting that the outlook for all 4 states remains stable. According to Fitch, the rating action follows the upgrade of Nigeria's sovereign credit rating from B to B on April 11, 2025. At number 3, Chief Justice of Nigeria Olukayode Kekere-Ekun on Monday raised concern over the 112 electricity-related deaths and 95 injuries recorded in the Nigerian electricity supply industry in 2024. Delivering a keynote address at the Nigerian Electricity Regulation Commission 2025 seminar for judicial officers in Abuja, Kekere-Ekun urged the judiciary to firmly enforce industry safety regulations. She stressed the need for courts to hold operators accountable for violations that compromise public safety. At number 2, the federal government has directed the West African Examination Council and the National Examinations Council to adopt full computer-based testing for all the examinations by 2026. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this during the monitoring of the ongoing exams alongside JAMB officials in Buhari on Monday. The news agency of Nigeria reports that more than 2 million candidates registered for the ongoing examination in more than 800 centers across the country. At number 1, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, says the federal government, in line with the presidential initiative for unlocking the healthcare value chain seeks to increase local manufacturing of pharmaceuticals and medical devices to 70% by 2030. He also hinted that the initiative seeks to ensure that a large portion of the vaccines consumed in the country are also produced locally. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.